Hey guys, this will be our chapter 3.1 notes, and I'm going to use the book on this one because a lot of this is just introductory stuff. So we're really going to have to understand concepts. So, first, we're looking at some things you're supposed to know how to previous definitions. An ordered pair is just an X and Y input and output. Mapping diagram is one that might be new. And so a mapping diagram, all it is when you have your X's or your inputs with an arrow pointing to your outputs. So it looks almost like if it's listed straight like this looks almost like a table. But the difference from a table is if you had another point down here, you would have the output right here. This just has an arrow going to it. So you'll see me use it in class. But so now we know should know what a mapping diagram looks like it. And now let's get into our definitions. I'm going to give you a little bit different definition of some of these. So the book says a relation, a pairing of inputs and outputs, and they use a mapping diagram to show it. But really, what a relation is a connection between any input and output. So a relation really talks about a connection. It's a relationship. That's where the word comes from, relation. Now, function is a special type of relation, and this is a big word. It's a relation that pairs each input with exactly one output. You can look at it as ordered pairs. You can look at it as a mapping diagram. You can also look at it as a graph, or you can see it in an equation. Okay. So we're going to look at all those different ways to describe a function. Or in other words, we're going to look at the connection between two things. What we're really starting to study in this chapter is connections between relationships. Okay. Domain is just a fancy word for all the X's or all the inputs. Okay. So when you look at this, you had ordered pairs, input 0, get out 6, input 1, get out 7, input 2, get out 8, input 3, get out 9, or the X's were 0, 1, 2, and 3. And now domain is going to be different when we have an infinite number in our set, and we'll go over that in class also. The range, that's just all the outputs. So that's just a set of all the possible Y values or all the possible outputs. Independent dependent variable, this is the same as input X, but you use it when you're talking about, typically you use independent variable when you're talking about a story problem. So the independent variable is the X. It's the one you put in. The dependent variable is the output or the Y. It's the one that comes out. And here's your definition for dependent variable. The variable represents the output of the function. Remember, that's the Y. So you input the X, it goes through this rule or this relationship to get to Y. And that's what we're going to be studying this section. So that is your definitions for this section. And we will continue on in the next video.